To
Remy and Pep, unfortunately, for the. So I have a very interesting relationship with this topic because, as you all know, I'm a huge battle rap fan.
True.
When the initial incident occurred with Remy's current boyfriend, Easy Block Captain, and Papoose, I was aware of it that night, and then mainstream media kind of caught on to it a few months later, or about a month later or so. I'm talked about this at nauseum. Just kind of wish all this shit would go away. But Rob, you want to just give a breakdown for the people as far as like what this new installment of the Remy and Pap separation has been?
Yeah, you're actually one of the people who installed us to instilled in me to repost one of my Remy and Papoose things. And pretty much what happened is Clarissa Shields went on the Breakfast Club and was talking about her upcoming fight, and she talked about Remy, but not really like in a bad way.
But she was also asked, yeah.
Thank you. And like she kept it pretty, PC, chill. And then that following, night, Remy got on her Instagram live, and she's like, every time your girl talk, I'm gonna start going for you. And she started alluding to a lot of different things about Papoose. Trying to think what was like the major thing, calling him broke, calling him, questioning him and his fatherhood, and then questioning how solid he was as a man in that relationship, which in turn would have Papoose, which really never speaks on stuff.
Yeah, and when all this drama was going on in the first place, he was quiet about it, never went to social media about any of the shit. So what happened, Rob?
Man, he said he wrote Remy's raps, like 90% of it. And like, I don't want to say I believe that. And then also he questioned, the whole relationship once Remy got out of prison.
So there were multiple incidents of infidelity on her part. He claimed,
blackmail.
What was it?
Blackmail from Easy to
Blackmail,
Block.
which he then released some audio. It kind of sounded sketchy and Anthony. Well, y'all know him as Easy, but that nigga is kind of he just shasty business in general. So it wouldn't surprise me. He's been kind of on some clout chaser shit as of the last like 2-ish years or so.
Yeah, and they're just both going back and forth. Also alluding to LGBTQ plus stuff.
Oh, she called him. She alluded to him possibly playing for the other team.
Papoose.
I know that's one.
That children being involved. And my question, the only reason I'm bringing this up because we had about this, the faces of Black love.
I'll summarize it for you right now. Black love has turned into brown shit. And you can click that. It's just kind of crazy to me how just 10, 15 years ago, the narrative around their relationship was, this woman who had done some things that got herself incarcerated, and you have this black male who was supporting her through her time in prison. After her release, they were able to get married, build a family together. They have a 6-year-old daughter, and they were looked at as a couple that doesn't necessarily get into messy shit. And now we're in this situation where they're not legally divorced yet. They're separated, and it's just been a whole lot of messy bullshit between her current partner, Pap, and Remy, and then with Easy and Papoose having a situation at the event. What would that have been like? Sorry, the timeline's kind of fuzzy from here. But it's been like maybe a year,
it's been about,
almost 2 years since it happened when Pat put hands on him.
It's just like Black love is is shit right now. But my question I kind of want to kick to you is like, if you are moving on, do you talk to the person you move on with? Be like, all right, don't speak about my ex-partner. Like, do you find Clarissa even talking about it as like hands-off territory, or how do you feel about that?
I didn't think she said anything that if I was Remy, I would take as disrespectful. She more or less just said like, no, I don't have no issue with her. It's none of my business. So to me, it seemed like Remy was looking for a reason to say something, be combative with
Thank
Clarissa.
you.
And I would really, even though I know Remy's not no punk, I would really, encourage her to tread carefully, because unless you have a gun, like, that's not gonna go how you think it will.
Hey man, where you can beat anybody up, you can say anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That too, and also it's just been too much back and forth between the two of them. And if you don't want Pap, you think he's broke, this, that, and third.
Yeah.
We'll just get divorced and tell Easy to stop. It's weird. He got his ass beaten, still sending subtle jabs on Instagram.
Man, hey man, what did Thor say? You haven't beaten me twice.
Yep, but how you get him is how you lose him. So.
Yeah, and I think my last little point on this is just like, yeah, it's just so weird in those times of like a relationship, because about like 1-2 years ago I was like, yeah, Papoose is the blueprint for like, supporting your girl, and I feel like, I don't know, I can kind of sympathize with him with the embarrassment of like when you think that this is the person you're gonna be with, and like they're at this low frequency, and then they're like baiting you to like go there, and you finally go there, and you're just not yourself, because it's kind of like, I think when he looks back on this, because he's just gonna be like, that wasn't me. And even if someone's moving like shiesty, I know you always say if they go low, we go to the flow, but like they're both going to the flow. And
No. Quote me right. I said when they take it low, I take it to hell.
Well, currently it's all hell on it. And don't you want it to stop?
What you think, Drew? You know me.
No. Well, Pat, Remy, it's got to stop. But what's not going to stop is the next ad that's on the way, and we'll be right back.
Oh, yeah. All right, y'all.